Welcome to another episode of Spilling the Ville. We got your host, Terrence Jennings, and our co-host slash producer, Blake McCauley. What's going on, Blake, man? What's the deal?
We got a Kentucky week. We just finished up that Jackson State game. A lot going on, and get ready for this big week ahead against Kentucky.
Man, huge what time it is. My body feeling it's feeling like that time of the season. It's ready to get out there on the court. Man, just naturally around this time, my body it naturally gravitates to the basketball court, man. So it must know that hey, we're getting ready to play and the season's coming around. So let's get ready. We ready to work, baby. Yes, sir.
Before we dive into that Jackson State recap and talk a little bit about the Kentucky game coming up, it was just announced that Louisville men's and women's basketball teams are going to be in the NBA 2K26 game. It's pretty crazy. I remember being a kid growing up when you were back in college and the games were still out. I think the last edition was when you were still in college, and it was pretty cool because you could play as you guys. And even though technically it wasn't Terrence Jennings on that court, it was number 23 at center. What was your feeling of kind of being in a video game back then?
Man, you couldn't tell me no different. Hey, I was on. That's my number. That's my number right there. I'm in the game. So back then, they had to be a little bit discreet and abstract with just the names and the numbers and everything because you couldn't have your name back there. You just could only have your number. But hey, that was me. Same weight, same height, same position, same number. I'm trying to get 80 with myself. I'm not passing nobody the ball, but definitely a huge deal for the men's and the women to be getting that look. I believe it's only a select amount of teams that's actually able to be inducted into the game. So that's really special for us. And yeah, I mean, go Cards. We're gonna have some of your favorite Louisville Cardinal players from this year out there, and you'll be able to see what they can do. If you want to just keep beating on Kentucky every time, you just want to keep on running it back, keep on beating on them every time, then we can just keep doing it like that on the game. But we're gonna make it happen in real life and on that 2K. Go Cards,
Most
baby.
definitely. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I was that kid
For
when I
sure.
was growing up. I'd always get in and you would still be able to edit the names and stuff like that and add it tattoos. So I would go in and add like Terrence Jennings and I'd add your tattoos and they'd put like the knee straps you'd wear, just stuff like that, and go in and make like Edgar's like 3-point all the way to
Oh
like
man.
99. I would always go in and
Right.
trick out the stats. So it was always fun. All these kids now are going to be able to actually play as their favorite players. So that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, the gaming world is so connected to the basketball world. It's definitely a great look to bridge that gap and to connect us as far as getting these guys out there and being able to get their likeness out there and yeah, it's going to be good for us, man. And I'm glad that we, after a selected few teams, get to be on that game, man. 2K, man, that's broken up some households in my it's really broken
Yeah.
up a lot of
Yeah.
households,
Same
man.
here.
So
Same here.
it gets competitive, and we take it seriously just like on the court. So, hey, bring your A game. If you out there and you playing with any one of these guys, hey, bring your A game because we not playing around. We not
When I was
playing,
at high
man.
school, we'd create like I'd have an old WWE belt from when I was a kid, and we'd slap like a 2K logo on it, and we'd have like a 2K championship, and we'd have bragging rights. Everybody would have that, so we'd take it
Right.
super serious. So it's going to be really cool to see these kids. Like that's where a lot of kids really find their love of the game now is playing 2K and finding out who these players are. So we're going to have
Right.
people learning Isaac McNeely, who he is for the first time out in California or across the globe. And
Yeah.
like, man, this guy makes every single three that he shoots. He's gonna be my new favorite player. So it's gonna be really cool to
Yeah.
see how it kind of grows.
Yeah, we just got to make sure they got the ratings right. Hey, a lot of times players they get to complaining about their ratings, and hey, my three should be higher or my dunk should be higher. So,
Was there any of that when
hey,
you were
just make
there?
sure you. Hey, look, my player was fine. He did what he was supposed to do. My 3-point shooting was all the way down. My jump shot was all the way down, but guess what was all the way up?
Those
My
blocks.
dunking, my jumping ability, and my alley-oop catches. So that's all I needed. And throws, they actually showed me some love. 78%. It was a season I was more about the 80 range, but they were just off about a couple percentages. But yeah, man, put my thing out there, man, for sure.
Before we dive into this Kentucky game, we're going to quickly recap that Jackson State game. Louisville beat them 106-70. First time having back-to-back 100-point games since 2010, Terrence. It comes up again this episode when you guys beat Western Kentucky and Morgan State back-to-back.
We came out ready. Like I said, we can't take any team lightly. I mean, Kanai came out, huge game for us. He played wonderful. I love the way Mike Hill he's taking control of the team. He's our floor general. He is a freshman, but in some ways, I could tell the team is looking to him to lead us, as far as because he's the most highly touted guy out there and he carries himself so well. So if he's able to be that floor general, get those guys involved and become more of a distributor, and then that'll open up everything else for him offensively. I feel like we kind of go as he goes, and as long as he's going and he's aggressive and he's getting guys involved, then shoot, we'll be fine. Sananda, he went out there and did what he was supposed to do. 12 points, 5 rebounds. We're trying to get a few more boards in there, big fella, but you're doing well catching those alley oops. I like the way they're working that pick roll. I like the way Kobe, man. I love what you're doing defensively. You're really strapping down, bringing that high intensity, bringing that energy out there. And yeah, everybody's contributing in their own way. And I really like that. We're not playing to the level of our opponents. So we just got to keep building on this momentum. And we know the task we got ahead of us. So shoot, we just got to keep it going, man. I like it. That's what I like to see.
We were missing Javon Hadley. He was out due to concussion protocol. Hopefully, we have him Tuesday. Apparently, he was suffered sometime during the opening night game. So hopefully, he's back against Kentucky. But we were also able to see the debut of Kason Pryor for this season. He missed. It was almost a year since his ACL tear, and he came out on fire, bringing the energy across all the arena. So it was great to see him out there exactly where he wanted to be.
Yeah, I love the energy Cason's bringing to the game, to the team. He's really involved with the fans, getting the fans into it. I can see him every time he gets a buck. He's flexing. He's getting the crowd going, and that's what we're gonna need. Our fans. Hey, you remember those? You remember those times? We used to feed off the fans. How I feel like we got a lot of our wins just coming from those fans and feeding off that energy. So we got to make sure that we're getting them involved and getting them in tune with the game because shoot, we got to believe. We got to everybody in this building has to believe for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Cardinal Sports Zone for all those pictures. We'll leave a link to their entire gallery in both our Spotify and YouTube description. But one thing we talked about is we needed to get Sananda involved very early. And one thing that Larry O'Bannon talked about on the broadcast too is at the very beginning, we got him fed, I think it was 3 straight possessions. Michael turned it over the very first possession, but it was 2 dunks for Sananda right after that. And then the first possession out of halftime, it was another dunk to set Sananda up. How important is it to get your center going right as soon as we get this game going?
Oh man, closed mouth don't get fed, man. Everything. It's very important. Me as a big man, I'm gonna speak up. I need just as a player in general. You need to see the ball going through the basket. You got to get yourself comfortable out there. And there's nothing better for a big man to get a shot block, run the floor, get the ball back, and get a dunk. Okay. After that, it's game on. We're ready to go from there. Okay. But if we got a guard, he's coming off the screens and he's shooting every time. He's not even giving us a look. Then it's like, man, why are we out here? So what are we doing? So it's very important for you to get your big man involved, especially as a guard, because that's going to create more space and opportunity for you for yourself to get your shot open. So definitely important. And yeah, so now that you go out there, be vocal. If you're not getting the ball, tap somebody on the shoulder, whoever. Hey man, I'm open down there. Like I said, closed mouth don't get fed. So you got to go out there, be vocal, and play with some fire. And we'll be an immaculate team, immaculate for
Kanai was
sure.
able to step up as well in replace of Javon since he was out. Kanai made his first start, came out again with 16 points, 10 rebounds, still shot over 50%. Kanai is looking for like he definitely took that sophomore leap.
He's gonna be one of those guys that we're gonna lean on, especially when it comes late in the game. We're gonna rely on him defensively. You know, definitely grab those rebounds and putting a body on somebody and knocking down those open corner threes he likes to take. So Kanai is definitely a focal point for our offense. And yeah, he's long if he's bringing it, then everybody else is going to come right along. So definitely love watching Kanai play, man. He's an awesome player.
Ali Khalifa too on those rub screens up top, like he is catching so much
Oh yeah.
space and he is making that. It seems like he makes the right decision every time. Like he's a great screener. I know we talked about his passing a lot, but these rub screens he sets, like he's getting guys wide open.
Yeah, he's catching the ball at the top of the high post. He's holding it up high. He's always about 7 foot, so can't nobody get it. And good job on those guards for knowing how to rub off and use his body and come off and get themselves open so he can throw that over the top pass. Yeah, he reminds me of a Vladi Divac. If you remember Vladi
Vladi
from
Divac.
Vlad, as far as his passing ability, he's a that's one great thing that Vladi did very well. You know, very great passer. So Vladi Divac, definitely a Sacramento King legend. If you don't know about him, go look him up, man. Legend in the
Oh yeah.
city.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that's what everybody kind of calls him. He wears 15 too, and you can kind of see the Jokic passing style of he's not scared to
Mm,
take any pass. Like
mm,
he is so confident
right.
in both his IQ and his passing skills. He's not scared to let that
Yeah.
thing fly.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely need that. And we have some great shooters, some great guys that can shoot on our team. So if he just pitched them out, getting those guys open shots, open looks, then it's good for us all day.
Yeah,
For sure.
before we kind of talk about going into the UK game a little more, Kobe Rogers again this game. On the defensive side, he had 4 steals this game. It seemed like he was all over the place. We talked about him being in every single passing lane. It felt like the first game, he was going all over the place, and I feel like he's going to be somebody. We'll talk about a little bit of it in the preview of UK, but I think he's going to be a pivotal piece of this Kentucky game.
Yeah, for sure. Deflections, we love we love to count deflections. Excuse me. And we love to get in those passing lanes. So if if you got a guy like that that's leaving it out there on the line, everybody else should follow suit and follow his lead, especially when it comes to the defensive prowess. So if he's out there laying it on the line, fighting through screens, you don't. We always have a term. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy that's being lackadaisical, coming off, fighting through screens, not picking up your man, not in the right spots and rotations, especially after you didn't spent all this energy guarding the ball. It's like you just gonna let him get to the basket like that. You're not gonna even try to block the shot. So hey, you don't want to leave your guys hanging out there on a limb like that. So salute to Kobe, man. We appreciate you going out there, leaving on the line. But hey, we're gonna need to pick it up times infinity in this next game. And if you do all that times 10, I got a nice steak dinner for you waiting when you get out the game, big fella. For sure.
Hopefully,
With
if that's
Chris,
legal.
any
If that's
Chris.
legal, hey, if it's legal, you got a steak
Hey,
dinner waiting on you.
I don't know. Hey, money is they getting, you could probably take me to go get a steak. But look, just go out there, do what y'all do, man. Steak or no steak, man. Just leave it out on the floor, and we'll be fine, man.
This game, yeah, this game is a little more. This is worth 2 steaks. This is worth more than one. This next game, this is worth 2 steaks.
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
Tomahawk, right? It's a tomahawk steak for sure, man.
And I
But
think he's heard you a little bit. That last episode, you said, I need that poster." He tried like
oh
3 in a
yeah,
row. He wants it
he
bad.
got him one. He got him
He
one.
got one,
It
but
wasn't.
you could see a couple like this one right
Yeah,
here. He was
yeah,
trying to catch a body, definitely right
yeah.
there.
And posters, they get the team going. All those things that happen in the game, those dunks, those alley oops, they're not just for you. They're for the team. They're for the fans. They're for the momentum. They're for there's so many things that go into it. Bam, you get a dunk. Now you come down, they're expecting a dunk. You kick it out for a three. You just went on a 5-point run. So it's just being up on that momentum and keeping everything going in an upward trajectory.
I can guarantee you, any alley oop that we have, our entire bench from front to back, they're all going to be on their
Yeah,
feet. So that's going to be
for
a momentum
sure.
swing. If we're
Yeah,
down, it's going to be a throat on the neck if we're up. So
right.
and we were throwing them. Sananda was catching them left and right, and we saw everybody going crazy. So hopefully these next games coming up, he's able to kind of assert his dominance a little more and really just get comfortable and get in his groove.
For sure. As long as those guys coming out with the right energy, right, right attitude, I feel like sky's the limit. There's no team that can stop us, but only team that can beat us is ourselves. So as long as we come out, and we've been playing great, we've been coming out with a lot of unbelievable, great focus. Just we haven't shown any signs of letting up. So if we can just keep going, we'll be fine. We'll be fine heading into this next game.
Just wanted to take a second and give a big shout out to Best Way, home of the low price guarantee or it's free, where you can get all your home furnishing needs on a deal. They have everything from smart refrigerators, washer dryer sets, 86-inch TVs, PS5s, Xboxes, all the way to reclining living room suites and bedroom suites. Best Way offers so many ways to pay, from retail to rent to own and even financing through Lendmark. With 2 locations in Indiana, 1 in New Albany and 1 in Jeffersonville, and 5 locations in Kentucky: Radcliffe, Dixie Highway, Hikes Lane, Shelbyville, and Shepherdsville. Stop by today and tell them that we sent you to get $100 off your new item.
JB Creative, your trusted website designer and content creator, making your brand stand out from the rest. From web design and SEO to brand development for your business, JBC's got you covered. Let's go create.
Finally, we'll dive into the game of the week. Tuesday, the 11th, 8 o'clock, ESPN, a more than likely top 10 matchup. We're recording this before the rankings come out. Louisville versus Kentucky in the KFC Yum Center. Terrence, what are we thinking?
Man, I'm thinking rotisserie chicken. That's what I'm thinking. Cooked, served on a platter. You know what I'm saying? Wildcat dinner, man. That's what I'm thinking, man. Look, this is the game of the century. Okay. Uh so many games have been played up until this point, but all those games. At Coach P used to always say, "You're only as good as your last game. You're only as good as your last game." So this is the game that everybody will remember. So this is the game that you have to come out your most focused, your most ready. On campus as a freshman, I had aspirations of making it to March Madness, maybe winning a Big East championship. The fans quickly let me know that none of that mattered. As long as we beat UK, nothing else matters. Beat UK. So I quickly understood the importance of this rivalry and this matchup. It's an exciting one. It's a violent one at times, but it is what it is, and it's nothing that should be overlooked, overshadowed, and And I'm just ready. I know the importance of this game. I'm sure those guys know the importance of the game. I'm sure PK's kind of hammering it in their heads.
When you guys were preparing, I know these seeds have kind of already been planted for this year, because as soon as the press conference ended last game, Kaysen got up and he left those words, bring them on, basically. They're not scared. And then Kentucky kind of chirped back saying they're not scared either, which that's the good part of that's a rivalry. That's what makes a rivalry a rivalry.
Yeah,
Both of them are going to
we
talk
got.
smack.
Yeah, I like that. I like the build up. It's a lot that goes into it. The back and forth, the trash talk, because you back that up with your game. Trash talk, talk a little bit of mess, but back it up with your game. But the one thing I do want to mention, which one year kind of I feel like hurt us, because we went down and played in Rump Arena. We were so worried about fighting the whole game. We didn't care about back. Hey, we were focusing on, hey, forget the basketball. Let's take side, man. We don't basketball. CBS, what is that? We don't care about none of that. CBS, y'all take these tickets, refund them. Let's go fight. But they did a good, they did a great job at taking us, out of our game mentally. So because we weren't thinking about basketball at one point. If you go back to that game, DeMarcus Cousins, he must swap sire all in his
Swap
face. He
shot. I
mushed his
remember
face.
that as vividly as possible. Yeah, everybody's that's a
Mushed
technical,
his
and I think we
face.
got called for the foul. I was like, like
They
I'm talking
called a
like I'm on
foul
the
on
team.
him.
You all got called on single. I was like, what? How is that possible?
Nah, you know what's up, yeah. Everybody felt that. They were trying to cheat us. So we just felt so cheated. We were just like, man, look, I don't know if we're gonna get a win here, but we could get a win here. but but that's kind of the sentiment of everything. But the importance of just how Coach P would approach the practices were totally different. He wasn't. We didn't leave anything. We didn't leave anything in the air to. We didn't leave. What is that? We didn't take anything for granted. We didn't leave any stone
Don't
unturned.
unturned.
If we did, yeah, that's the way. We didn't leave any stone unturned. If they like to run a a soft 2-2-2-2-1 press, or anything, a 2-3 zone after the halftime. Oh, they love to come out on a 2-3 zone after halftime. We're simulating that in practice. We're simulating coming out of halftime and them getting right into a 2-3 zone, or a trap up at the top. Anything that we felt like, any intel that we had, we're trying to simulate them to the best of our abilities in practice, just to give us, that upper edge. So film, if we were watching film once a day, we're watching it 3 times a day. If we were, just anything that we were doing that week, it kind of amplified, because it was a seriousness, and you can kind of tell the energy. Just as much pressure as it was on the players to perform, it was probably even more pressure on the coaches to make sure they didn't get out coached and out scouted. Especially when you're dealing with the Coach P aspect of it all. It's a lot of just history in there. It's a lot of, high power coaching, a lot of high talent that comes through both schools. So it's a lot of money, a lot of things that kind of go in. It's not just a game. It's like so many other things that factor in to that goes into this one day or one game. It's so many things that go into it. So it's a good time, man. It's a good time.
I read that a long time ago in one of Patino's books that he didn't really believe in really bulletin board material, and he believed that if you're fully prepared for the task at hand, then whatever somebody says 2 weeks ago in a media shouldn't phase you. If he has them prepared, you guys are prepared the way that is possible. Do you think bulletin board material is kind of a real thing?
No, I mean, uh, if you put in the work and you practice, and you're the one out there putting the work in. So what somebody says, it shouldn't really matter to you. I mean, I know how my teammates when I go out there, I know how my teammates perform in practice. I know what they're going through in practice. I know what they're doing. I know what extra shots they're putting up. I know what extra shots I'm putting up afterwards. I know how early I'm getting up. I know how late I'm staying. I know what food I know all these things that are going into me preparing for and prepping myself to be in a, put myself in the best position possible. So I'm not reading too much into media. I think the only type of people that read into the media stuff are guys that are really just, out there on their high horse, really just Madonnas and just really are think they're on a higher level than what they actually are, because nobody really cares, bro. Nobody really cares, man. So just go win the game. We only care if you win. That's the only thing. Just go out there and win, and whatever they said, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's what makes rivalry a rivalry. Like that's what makes everything great. That's what makes college sports great. That's what
Yeah.
makes any professional sport great, or rivalries. And if you look at Zoo, like we've talked about Zoo and Sanada, this isn't going to be really a rivalry compared to them, what they've seen already. So they're going to come in, like when you get into
Right.
these games, it just, as a
Mm,
fan, the intensity is a different kind of feeling when you're sitting down.
right.
Yeah, I've only been to one, but it's like it's about to go down. And you can kind of see that on the benches as well. It's like we're ready to go. So
It's
this is going to be
ready,
a fun one.
and yeah, I mean, this is going to be a game where we're going to see who's mentally the strongest, who who can stay focused and locked in and not get deterred from the task at hand, because both of these teams are good, and it's going to be a coaching thing and a strategy. So if you stick to your strategy, stick to your scout, knowing your personnel, knowing who you're guarding, knowing what they like to do down to a T. I'm talking about every single move that they have, their third, fourth, fifth, if they have a fifth, fourth counter, if they have anything else added to their game. Hey, if you need to find out if they like Gatorade or water before the game. Do they like to drink coffee? Do they like pizza, or do they like chicken? You need to be what's their blood type? You need to know. Hey, so now, hey, you need to know, hey, you need to know everybody's blood type. Okay. All right. We need to know everybody out there what they like, what they ate for breakfast. That's how far inside their grill you should be, man. But yeah, it's just all about who's mentally the toughest, and who is the most locked in, and who's ready to get the dub for sure.
We'll go from maybe one of the worst memories you had playing against Kentucky, where that abuse that Swapshire took and somehow was not a foul on Kentucky. We'll go to your freshman year of maybe, I mean, that's one of the greatest times as a Louisville fan watching Edgar hit that shot. I know it had to feel completely different as a player. What do you remember from that game that Edgar hit that buzzer beater?
It was intense. We were going back and forth. We were going back and forth, and I think I was on the bench. I could see, and Edgar was having one of those games where, listen, Edgar, he's not the most passing of point guards. Okay, we all know that, but great score. When he
Oh,
doesn't decide to pass, he's gonna score. So we're good with that. This is one of those games where I knew I'm like, he's not gonna pass this. He's not gonna pass this. He's not making a move like he's gonna pass. But definitely a clutch shot. And honestly, the shot that he takes the shot all the time. He takes those shots in practice and in the games. That's the shot that he loves. That dribble, that pull up quick shot. He does it, and it works. And that night we were celebrating. I just remember he hit it, and soon as it left his fingers, he was Edgar Sosa. Then it went in. He was Justin Bieber. He was like Justin Bieber, a Bad Buddy. I don't know any one of these guys that were. He Bad Buddy or somebody. I don't know. because once he did that, his status just went. So, look, hey, I can't explain the energy. I was a freshman too, so
That's how you're gonna
I just
baptize
knew,
into everything.
man. But that's the year that, and honestly, that's how big that game is because it sets the tone for your season. I mean, in my opinion, we beat them. You beat Kentucky. Everybody else is like, you at least know how to win against good teams, because you're a good team, but everybody's good. So now you got to know how to win against a good team. So we were 1-1 that season. We made it to the Elite Eight. We had a great run in the tournament. Yeah, it was, and we won Big East tournament,
Won the toughest
and
Big
we
East
won Big
tournament of all time.
Yeah, and the conference. We won conference and the tournament. I mean, so that set the tone for the season. So, I mean, it doesn't. This game is huge. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
a huge
it's a
game.
lot earlier than usual too, but I think you guys have already had those. I think came in preseason number 3, I think, and then you all lost at either UNLV or WKU. I can't remember one, but that was
Yeah,
before the Kentucky game. So if you guys lost that
right.
Kentucky game, everybody's probably going to flip and it's like, oh no, we're going downhill. But you
Yeah,
guys won that Kentucky
yeah.
game, and it probably flipped that switch.
Oh, it flipped the whole. Yeah, that's where we. That year, that's after that game. I didn't remember losing any game. I mean, we lost. I couldn't. The wins
The confidence was so
outweighed.
high that you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just like we were winning everything, Biggie, especially after we won the I'll say after the conference when we won the conference and into the tournament, and then we were killing so much in the tournament. It was like, you know, we're good, bro. We're just
And then,
good.
yeah, you're killing in the tournament, and then you were getting a team that comes off like a 5 or 6 overtime game the night before. So, okay, bring
Yeah,
it on.
lucky. Go us. Yeah. But that's kind of how things happen. If you win, do it, take care of business early, and then you get, little gifts like that. You get a team, you play a team for the championship. Yeah, they play 6 overtimes. Nobody told them to go 6 overtimes. Should have won it in
Man, yeah,
regulation.
end it. End
That
it.
ain't my business. In the game, get some rest. You got the Ville next day. But that was definitely a game. I was up watching that game, man. That's still a legendary game, though.
Yeah, I remember
Definitely a
You and
legendary game.
George kind of reminisced on that game when he was on the episode. You guys
Yeah,
were
that was,
sitting you kept rolling over, falling asleep, looking over.
I,
It's still on.
yeah, I was trying to sleep because I'm like, we gotta play them. I'm like, bro, I gotta get some sleep. But I'm like, dang, bro, this is the greatest game I ever saw. I wish I was. And I'm across the street too. I'm like, all I gotta do is get up and go. I could go be a part of this. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, let's get to it.
We'll go ahead and TJ, you can dive into your 3 keys for this upcoming Kentucky game if you'd like, and go into those right now.
All right, for sure, man. So we got our TJ's 3 keys, and our first key I want to get into is just containing Kentucky's primary scorers. Otega Owe, Jalen Lowe, and the Chandler kid, great shooter. So we want to force them to take contested shots. They can't get any wide open looks at the rim. I'm sorry if they get any wide open looks at the rim, they're going to knock it down. So we definitely have to get up on them, prevent easy drives to the basket, and rotate effectively. Control the boards for sure. You got to control the boards, man. Brandon Garrison, he reminds me of DeAndre Jordan. Looks just like DeAndre Jordan. 6'10", about 240 or something. Athletic, catching lobs all over the place. Uh, Sonny, you gotta bring your work hat. You gotta bring your construction work hat out tonight, man. So you guys gonna have to put a body on somebody. We want to force Kentucky to just take bad shots. They don't really take bad shots, but we want to force them into taking bad shots. Our third key, take care of the ball, execute our offense. PK's been putting us in a really, really great position to score. He's been running some really great out of bounds plays and some plays that come out of timeouts. So if we can just stick to our strategy, Make sure we're playing with, energy and physicality, because this is a very big. We're big, strong physical team, but they're a very big, strong physical team. So we do those things, we'll be fine. So contain Kentucky's primary scores, control the boards, and also take care of the ball, execute our offense. We'll be fine.
They just beat Valparaiso 107-59. Some of their leading scores are Colin Chandler, a sophomore guard. He's averaging about 14 and a half points, 3.5 rebounds, and 4 steals. Otega Owe, he was a preseason All-SEC select. He's averaging 14 points and 4 rebounds, shooting over 50% and 40% from 3. And then they've got a freshman big man, Malachi Moreno, 7 foot 250. He's averaging about 11 and a half points, 9.5 rebounds on about 53% shooting and right under 20 minutes per game. So another key guy that we can highlight. He was on the national championship for Florida last year. Denzel Aberdeen. He's a senior, kind of guard forward, 6'5", 195. He averaging 11 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and almost 60% shooting from the field. So they've got a lot of, I think they've got 7 scores averaging 10 points, and they're all shooting basically over 50%. So they're very efficient in their offense.
I was watching them play. Honestly, they're really efficient. Every time it's going up, I mean, they're everybody. It seems like everybody can shoot as far as on their perimeter. So we have to do a really great job running them off the line. Jalen Lowe, he's getting back from a shoulder injury. I believe he got injured in the scrimmage, one of their scrimmages or something. So he's looking really shifty off the pick and roll too. I know that everybody's pretty excited for him and Michael. I don't know if it's him and Michael got something going on, but
I don't know. I haven't heard anything
yeah.
about it.
Oh, okay, but yeah, that's gonna be exciting. A great matchup for him. But they're really strong inside and out. But I think where we can really get them at is just pushing the pace and definitely trying to out physical them and push them around a little bit, because they have some size, but we definitely can compete with them size. Where I got Kanai out there, and you got Big Zoo out there, and Sananda. Those guys gonna have to bring their physicality to this game, and I think let those guards. I'm fine with our perimeter players. They're gonna guard fine, but only thing I just want to make sure we just got to make sure we press up on those screens. I don't know what PK's coming out with his plan to do, but long as we can stop those screens, those high, because what I noticed that they do a lot of, just pick and roll. They just pick and roll. They're gonna pick and roll you to death, man. So if you can beat that pick and roll, stop that pick and roll, we're fine. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think that's good on Sonny's part too, because he's kind of used to being brought up in a high pick and roll overseas. A lot of the times he's been brought up and he's been able to get side to side, and he's done a good job of avoiding foul calls and staying straight up and still blocking shots. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how he's translating here, to see if he can keep up with those top tier athletes. Obviously, he was still playing them overseas in Germany, but this is kind of, I mean, it's still a different level here in college.
Right. I'm curious to see how PK wants to come out there and guard it. Normally, like what we did was what we call a blitz. You just come out. I'm a big man. You see my man setting the screen. I'm gonna hard hedge all the way out. Maybe take you out 1 or 2 dribbles. Then I gotta get on my high horse. I
High
gotta
horse
get
and
back
get
to
back.
my man. I gotta get back because Coach P in there, he tapping, he get back, son, get back. You better not let him get the ball. But as I'm getting back, the man that man that was that man that was guarding the ball, he has to pressure up. He has to give me some time to get back on the ball. So he has to have his hands up, ready, plant defensive stance just to give me enough time to get back. Or and that rotating man. So he can only drop over for a minute, So stand him up for a second. He has to get out the way. I got to get back. So it's a couple different ways you can look at it, but Uh, hey, those I'll just say, hey, make sure them guards fighting over those screens, getting through those screens. No open looks. You can't let them get any open looks because once they get rolling, it's gonna kind of be hard to stop them from doing that.
All right, Terrence, that's going to wrap up everything that we have planned for today. It was a little bit of a longer episode, but it's Kentucky week. Why not? Thank you to everybody that contributes to the show: Unrivaled, Mixed Nation, Best Way, Derek A. Stewart, Realtor, Cardinal Sports Zone, and JB Creative. Terrence, do you want to kind of hear what my perfect day would be throughout my life?
Okay, of course, yeah, sure, Blake.
I would get in my car. I'd go straight to Unrivaled, get the nicest car wash imaginable. I'd go straight from there. I'd go to Best Way and get $100 off my new item. I'd be getting a new TV. I'd be getting something. All right. I'd be going there.
Okay.
I'm leaving there. I'm going straight to my brand new house that I just bought from Derek A. Stewart. Best day ever. Best day ever.
Man, that's the best day ever, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. That sounds like a wonderful, wonderful day, man. I might have to join you in one of those days too, man. Cause hey, we all know best way is always the best way, and unrivaled is definitely unrivaled, man, for sure, man. Thank you, Derek. Hey, Stewart, man, appreciate you. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you, especially Derek. He's our newest sponsor. If you guys missed our last episode, appreciate Derek a lot for joining the family. Terrence, you got anything before we leave?
Hey, man, make sure y'all follow Spilling the Veal on all platforms. Thank you to everybody that's enjoying the show. Yeah, just reach out if you want to do any donations. You just want to reach out, send us some good vibes. Yeah, and let's get ready to go, man. Go Cards.